Crime.
Let's get it together.
Education.
Let's get it together.
Marriage.
Let's get it together.
Politics.
Let's get it together. Full circle.
Poverty.
Let's get it together.
Race.
Let's get it together. Full circle.
Yes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Full Circle Podcast Show, episode number 18.
18.
I am Darryl E. McCullough, the Sanepoet, a.k.a. the king of lounge hip-hop.
Lounge hip hop. Okay, yes.
I've got 5 on it.
No, he was waiting to do that.
Oh, my
I didn't know.
No?
I didn't know that's what you were waiting to do.
I would give you 5 to not do that.
The lounge.
That's
So,
lounge hip hop. Okay.
That's
ladies and
lounge
gentlemen.
hip-hop. I am along with Rashone Bryant from the Sneaker Box.
This is like the longest pause. How long do we know each other, Rashone?
My phone, there's somebody's texting me.
Oh, okay.
Rashone Bryant from the Sneaker Box Podcast. What shoe you got on
Sneaker
today?
box.
I have on the Ferrari Air Jordan 14s in a size 15, which is only like 10 pairs in a size 15 in existence. So I have one of 10.
Okay.
So, yeah, hooray for me.
Wow, cool.
That's right.
And as always, we are joined with Miss Personality, the independent with the big heart, Carmen
the
L.
warden.
Miller.
You know what? Hi, how are you?
Call it the warden.
This one, if you keep doing that voice, I swear. I swear. So let's get into it, you guys. We're going to have another fun episode of the show with a perspective from a liberal, conservative, and independent state of mind. Today's topic was picked by our special guest, call-in Mr. Tim Black, host of Tim Black at Night show. Tim chose for us to discuss the topic of slut shaming. He'll be joining us later to give us his viewpoint. Our show may run slightly longer due to an occurrence that Darryl had when he was in Detroit, but he'll give us that a little bit more.
Please.
Wait. But I have
At
a
least
quick.
she came to Detroit.
I have a quick aside. This topic, you do know that Rashone actually was the originator of the topic,
There you go.
because we had this conversation on a previous show.
Well, I had to look up what it actually means, but I'll get into that. Yeah.
Okay.
Sluts.
Okay, you know what? You can't do the Bill Clinton voice if you're going. I can't be serious if you're gonna do that all day. I can't do it. I cannot do it.
That's the fun of it.
Okay. So let's get into the show. Let's talk about what's going on in the world. Okay, Darryl, what's going on?
Anybody remember Dr. Sebi? He is the biochemist, the herbalist from Honduras.
I do remember there was a documentary when Lisa Left Eye Lopez died.
Yep.
She had gone down there to be treated, or she was being cleansed or whatever by Dr. Sebi.
I don't think you go to him to be cleansed, but
Like some
a lot
sort
of
of,
his, a lot of his stuff deals with diet. So it probably,
Yeah, she was doing a
you
diet
have herpes,
thing.
but we want to start you on this diet.
No,
to
I don't think
cleanse
she
you.
had herpes. I think she was just
not
like
her, not her.
detoxing her
I'm
life.
interested to know why that was the first one you went to.
Because they say that he had a cure for AIDS, cancer, herpes, and diabetes.
But you went straight to herpes.
And Michael Jackson went down there.
I think it was about
Steven
detoxing their
Seagal,
lives.
all these people.
You
Yeah.
went straight to herpes, so I'm trying to.
I'm just using it as an example.
Well-
Oh, okay. I thought.
Oh, 1 in 4 people do have herpes, though.
Okay,
I don't.
I don't
That was my
either.
next question. man.
Okay, so yeah, I'd heard about him then, and I heard he recently passed.
Yep.
They said that he had discovered all these cures, and that he had some sort of detox and diet thing that there were all natural cures to every disease, that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
So, they're
One
also,
thing, he went against the government,
oh yeah, that
and
was
he
the
won.
uh-huh.
So he was well known for that.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it was rumored that he had a 2-year-old child, 82-year-old man,
Nice.
2-year-old child. So I guess his.
So that meant he got himself some.
Oh God.
You know what? No, we're not doing that
No?
today. Okay. I'm gonna the one thing that I saw that there was some sort of controversy dealing with his death was that because he was a naturalist that and he died in custody, in police custody or something like that.
Why was he in custody?
I'm not sure. I don't have the details on that, but he's one of several naturalist doctors or whatever here lately that have passed on
I heard about
under suspicious circumstances.
I heard about
So I don't know what that's about, but that's interesting.
Well, when you come up with a cure for AIDS, I mean, that's wow.
I'm going to tell you that there is, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but I do think that there is money to be made by keeping people sick.
Absolutely. Now, when we were talking about AIDS, why before he died, why didn't they send him by plane to Atlanta? Have you heard that Atlanta, they're comparing it to like a third world country? No, I'm saying they're comparing Atlanta to a third world country. They're saying 1 in 51 people have HIV.
That's so crazy. That's so dangerous.
I mean, that's huge. That's huge. I have some Facebook friends, some real cute friends I just became friends with. And I was like, I'm going to come to ATL and I'm going to see you, but I'm going to have to say Denano.
Wait, what? No.
That seems like a risky trip.
Is that a chick?
I'm gonna no.
The Nano's a chick?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say that. She sounds like she has low self-esteem. I will say this also too. I've heard that the AIDS numbers have gone down since they got rid of Freaknik, so that might have contributed to the vast spread of AIDS in Atlanta.
Wow. Now, is anybody watching the Olympics?
I am. I'm really happy about it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Really?
I know. I feel bad. Like y'all are really excited. Like, they're
You ain't watching any of it?
I don't know. I mean, first of all, I'm just not really that pressed. And it seems like all the good events are like when I'm at work or when I'm
Oh,
asleep,
yeah. Okay,
so
yeah. Well,
I catch the highlights, but I'm not like waving a flag in front of my TV like that.
This has been like a really weird Olympics too, as far as the timing of the events. They've been showing a lot of like I don't know. They show in the prime time. They haven't been showing like the really good events. They've been showing like volleyball or like I saw skeet shooting. Was that a thing?
Not a sport.
What is that shooting thing? What is it?
Shooting.
The rifle thing. I saw that.
Air rifle.
I've never seen that.
Can we define sport? I swear to God. Dude,
but isn't this huge because that swimmer,
not a
the black
sport.
girl, won? Isn't this huge?
Oh yeah, Simone Manuel. That's amazing. I think she's done so much in terms of being a first African American woman to win an individual swimming event.
Air rifle is not a sport. Like, I swear to God. Like, I mean, if that's the case, anything is a sport now. Like, construction work is a sport.
No, I don't think that's a sport.
Like,
We also have the other Simone Biles, who has really just shocked the world in gymnastics. She is the Black Mary Lou Retton. That girl is just amazing.
Wow. Now, with that, the one that you mentioned, Simone.
Yes.
I remember I heard when she had this feeling like she was carrying the whole load of the black community on her shoulders.
Wow.
And now that she has won, she just hopes that one day she would just be known as, an
amazing swimmer, just a swimmer.
Rather than just a black swimmer. But,
right.
I mean, we all want that. I mean.
Right.
That's the thing, it being the first black anything. We all look forward to a day where you don't have to be the first black anything, where it becomes the norm, you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, we got a holiday today, national holiday.
I don't think that this is a thing.
I'm loving these holidays.
I know, because wait. Before you say
I
it,
see the name.
you know
I
what?
see the name of it.
Before you go into this, I think that Darryl is you're purposefully finding these holidays that will irritate women.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I think you're making this stuff up.
There.
I think you're making
right out there.
There are so many other positive holidays.
Carmen.
Okay, go ahead. Go on and say
Carmen,
it. Go on and say
quit
it.
being a warden. Quit being a warden right now.
Today's national holiday is Single Women Clean the Inside of Your Car Day.
I don't think that's a thing.
Now, here's the thing.
I don't think that's a thing.
I firmly support that. It's like you got McDonald's French fries and ketchup stains everywhere.
No.
You got 3 pairs of shoes in the back seat.
The good thing about that, though, the ketchup packets is when you go back to McDonald's, you always got ketchup.
That's
Well,
all
I
I'm.
guess
Because they
so.
never give you enough.
The car smells like Fritos
No.
and Tarzan's armpit. Look, when
It
I
smell like wait, smell like what?
Tarzan's armpit
Oh, my
and
God.
Fritos. You got the floor mat.
No,
The floor mat.
no.
Who is in your car?
What?
Sasquatch? I don't understand.
No, I don't. You know what? I think you're making this stuff up. Okay,
Get
so
your man
there's
and
so
you
many
say,
other.
listen, clean my car out, babe.
Yeah,
Wait,
you know,
wait. Why is it his responsibility?
Or-
to
we
clean her
can
car?
Or
clean our
just take
cars
a-
out. Oh my God.
Just
But
take
you're
a
not
broom.
single.
Just take
Okay.
a broom. Just take a little swish broom. It's ridiculous. There's no need for a car. Ain't nothing worse than seeing a girl who's good looking and fine, and then you get in her car and you're like, seriously?
No,
This is how
you
you're
know.
rolling.
Okay,
Clean
okay.
your
Only thing in
inside of your
Carmen's
car.
backseat is a recently used Twister game board.
That's
and
not true.
A
That
bottle
is
of baby oil.
No, it's not in my car.
That's the only thing.
It's not in my car.
It's not in our car. It's in our house. I'm
That's
sorry.
not okay.
It's in the
Look,
bedroom.
okay. Look at here. There are so many other positive holidays.
I'm gonna look for some.
There were. Last week was National Sisters Day. You could have said that. Okay.
Was it?
Yeah, that would have been
wow.
positive.
I think that's made up. I don't think
I
that's
think
a,
this
I don't
is
think
made-
that's a thing.
That's
As-
not a-
as she says
this
about
right
all
here,
my holidays.
that's
Darryl,
not a thing.
I'm adding this to my calendar.
The thing you know-
It's officially going on the calendar.
That's not a thing.
Okay.
It should be a stamp.
Just that's not.
It should be like just a
I don't-
picture
I
of a
don't-
dirty back seat
I don't believe you.
Wow.
and a woman standing next
I
to the car.
don't.
And
I don't believe
we got
any.
anything going on politics?
Yeah, this has been quite
The worst
the week.
election ever.
Okay,
I
yeah,
swear.
this has been quite a week for your boy, though.
Oh, he's putting his foot in his mouth.
Oh my God. Okay, so between, let's see, calling for the assassination of Hillary Clinton, between asking for police intimidation at the polls.
Can I say this? What you just said?
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
and I feel bad that I'm even trying to defend.
Yeah.
On some
No,
level.
I want you to defend it because
No.
that's not
No, no,
okay.
no, no, no.
It's simply not okay. You're a
Well,
candidate. Okay, go ahead.
Well, with him talking about Hillary, it was a bad joke. Now, I mean, here's the thing. Like, not that he's calling for her to be assassinated, but you got to think. Okay, so recently, what's that guy that shot Reagan? I forgot.
Hinckley, John Hinckley Jr.
He just got released.
Yeah.
And it literally only took a movie with Jodie Foster to get him to think about shooting the
Word.
president.
Okay.
So you got to know there's psychopaths out there. So when you make
Right.
a comment like, the Second Amendment, people can,
Yeah.
go after Hillary.
Yeah.
And you look at the context in which he said it.
Yeah.
You can understand why it wasn't in good taste to say what he said.
Not only was it not in good taste, I think it was one of those dog whistle call to actions to the base of people who actually support him. And you do know who his core base of support is.
Yeah.
I mean, those people, there's quite a few of them that aren't particularly stable.
Well, I think that.
And I'm just gonna put that
I
out
think
there.
that he lacks couth. You know
Very
how
That's
you know
very
how,
true.
much so.
You
That's
know how
very
I am
true.
about that.
That's very true. And then you have then that wasn't all. That wasn't all. Then he was recently in a he was recently in another speech. He was calling for intimidation at the polls from the police officers that support him in his roundabout fashion, joking. He also called Obama the founder of ISIS. And
He's not the founder.
No,
but
no, and
he
Hillary Clinton.
definitely is one of the. His signature is on the.
How so? And I'm gonna and we're gonna if his signature's on it, he's the absolute worst participant because he just killed another ISIS founder.
He
this
don't-
week. Okay.
Obama.
No, go ahead.
Does
go
not
ahead.
care.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna call him Obama.
Now,
He does
that's-
not
you know,
care.
that's
he
what-
is in his last 2
that's
weeks of
what they do.
office. His
That's
daughter's
what they do.
smoking
2
weed.
weeks?
He don't care.
Oh my God.
He don't
Really?
care.
Okay.
Oh my
So
God.
I'm gonna let you sit that put a pin in that, sir. Okay. So we're still on Trump. We're still on what he's doing. So not only has he done that in the public eye, but his spokeswoman Katrina Pearson.
Who's an idiot, by the way. She has not said a coherent, intelligent thing.
Isn't she attractive?
That's the only thing she's got going for her.
Give her slack. Give her a little slack.
No,
only
no,
thing.
I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. Katrina Pearson. I would assume she's graduated from somewhere.
I
would have
Trump
to.
University.
One would have to assume. This woman's timeline and grasp of history is
my God.
absolutely atrocious. Because within the last week, she's attributed several historical moments that happened either during the Bush administration
I know.
or the prior Clinton administration.
I'm surprised she didn't blame Obama for the Berlin Wall at this
Exactly,
point. Like,
to Obama. So I'm just going to leave that there.
I don't even have a lot of gas on this because of the fact that I really believe that Trump is going to self-implode because
he's doing it now.
What's happening with that? What's going on here?
Remember when we started talking politics?
Yeah.
And somebody said that he was on Hillary's payroll. He was going to go through all this. And
There
then,
was that floated
remember
idea that he was that he was some sort of plant.
Dark horse.
Yeah, that he was going to be in the race up to a point to, get the nomination, and that he would start to throw the race in Hillary's favor.
I don't know.
Can I say, what's funny though? I don't want to hear another argument from a Republican ever. Last time, okay, so you remember when Obama first ran, right?
Right.
Oh, he was a celebrity. You have a reality star running for president. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything that they swore they hate about Obama.
They're
Like
loving.
celebrity politicians sell.
Yeah,
But don't bitch about it and
but
then have
here's the thing. This is where the rubber meets the road when you call yourself a conservative. And I'm gonna hold your feet to the fire about this, Darryl. Conservatives have always held the moral high ground. Okay, they've always had the abortion issue. They've always had the family values. They've always had all of those core, conservative Christian, ideals. And at this point, what you have is a candidate who has had 3 wives.
I agree. I'm not going to argue.
Who has publicly asked his second wife during the time that he was married to his first wife to have an abortion. Okay, publicly. No. Let me keep going. His wife, his current wife. There's naked pictures all over the internet. There's never been a first lady in the history of America with naked pictures on the internet.
Remember when we met Michelle Obama for showing her arms?
This is what we're talking about. When you guys are looking at the moral high ground, and if and only if the linchpin issue when it comes to morality is abortion, then I'm going to need everybody that's in that Bible Belt to take a look at their Bible again. I'm just going to need that to happen.
Yes, I defend him on borders and trade deficit, the trades and things like that. But other than that, I'm not feeling too confident right now. Okay, I'm just being realistic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you felt confident a week ago,
But the good thing and the interesting thing about politics, every week is something different.
It is.
Every day
It is.
is something
It is.
different. So
Hillary
our next
had
show
hurt
we may
real
have a
bad.
different
She's doing
thing.
this-
Hillary may go to jail by that time. Who knows?
Hillary had it bad last time, so yeah.
You know what's funny? She's doing a smart thing. Like, she's keeping a very low profile. Like, Trump is doing a very good job of putting his foot in his mouth.
Yeah.
Every week he's doing something retarded. And
you almost don't have to do anything. You almost don't have to say a word.
Go ahead, talk.
And it's just that's really what makes it difficult for, I would say people our age and younger to make a valid decision now is because we've seen so much within just because we have the internet, because we have access to all this information. We've seen so much of these people,
right.
That we know the good, the bad, and the uglies.
Okay, what about the libertarians? Anything happening?
I know, dude. This would be like the perfect time for a third party to
Gary
step up.
Johnson
It's
said he
there.
stopped smoking weed.
Hey,
But are they getting anything?
I have heard.
nobody's voting for Gary
I've
Johnson.
heard of Jill Stein, but I'm not hearing anything that really has moved the mark.
Okay.
Is anybody concerned that we're getting close to like an oligarchy?
Oligarchy.
Yeah. Thank you for correcting me on that.
That's okay.
The warden.
He's gonna keep doing that Bill Clinton boy. I feel like the closer we get to the slut shaming part, it's gonna happen.
It's coming. No pun intended. But I will say this, because if you think about it, since 1988, we've had the last 20 out of the last 28 years, we've had 2 families, Bushes and Clintons.
I'm gonna be real with you. If you look back within the last I want to say 60 years, as closely related as the administrations have been, who's worked for who's been involved in whose administration. I would say that we're, I would say that we, without really, titling it that, we actually have been operating in that for years.
I'm just saying, I would like for somebody new to run. I swear to God, like
It would take
no more Clintons or Bushes. It's just
and
eliminate
that
those two
was the draw of an Obama.
Jeez.
That was
Right.
the draw of an Obama, and I would say he's done very well. I would say,
Considering, yeah.
yeah.
Well,
And with all the opposition, so yeah,
families. You know, he's a Muslim.
absolutely. I'm
worst.
glad you said that.
he is the worst.
But
Sarcasm.
continuing
worst Muslim.
on the government thing, I saw something that the government, they're using more prison contracts. I remember when I was a kid, I always thought that they were like, when somebody goes to jail, they're going to go make license plates. I don't know if that was true or not. I think it kind of was. That was a government contract. The government is using more of these things for prisoners, and I agree with that 100% because Rashone and I talked, and when it comes to prison, my concern is when they say that you've paid your debt to society, that is a farce, because when you exit that prison, that debt follows you for the rest of your life. And then that person, if they went into prison for selling drugs or whatever, they work at, they may fly straight for 6 months. Not everybody, but some of them. They'll fly straight for 6 months, and then they're going to end up doing crime again. So this cycle repeats itself.
I see where you're going,
Now,
okay.
the thing is, give these people an opportunity to fix their lives, to correct their
I
lives.
100% agree.
Now, what I think that we should do with the government contracts, I'll use Detroit as an example. Get these prisoners who got 6 months before they're going to be out of prison. Get them out in those destitute areas, cleaning the side of the highways, rebuilding, help restructure cities, urban cities. Put a man on a horse, preferably a white man, with a shotgun.
No, you know what?
With a whip.
shotgun.
He has to have a whip too.
Oh God!
Help
you know
them
what?
use them to get the city back together. Then put them in a program for 5 years. They work for the city, okay? After they go through 5 years with good behavior, their record is expunged based on the crime that you have.
Oh, you know what?
Based on the
cool
crime.
too, if that white dude had a southern accent too.
Oh God, those are the best.
Yes,
Those are the best.
Okay,
definitely agree with you.
there's.
I will say this. I was watching PBS, and the warden's trying to cut us. Calm down. All right, so I was watching PBS, and I think, okay, first of all, what you just talked about and how privatizing a lot of things like prisons, that becomes a for-profit thing.
It is.
So the incentive is to make money, not necessarily to rehabilitate people.
Yeah.
And also, too, if you notice, we imprison a lot of people, and that goes towards that because, once again, the more bodies you have, the more money you make. So there's an incentive to jail people over like the most scrupulous crimes. But watching what I was watching on PBS, when you had all these government programs going, like you look at the Postal Service, it was meant to provide a service, not to generate money. That's the thing. Like now, we look at everything has to generate money.
Now
as
you
opposed
do
to
know.
just providing a service.
Now you guys
right.
do know that with private prisons, they're also corporate affiliated, right?
Yeah.
So when you deal with private prisons, they have corporate partners. So for example, the things that are being made in prisons are the things that we use every day. For Victoria's Secret, they're manufactured out of prisons. Okay, so the pink stuff that these girls are wearing, the fellas in jail are making it.
Yeah, and they probably huffed it too.
Okay, yeah, that probably happened, but
the crotch part.
okay, then you have what becomes a then what you have becomes a system where they're not jailing people to define or according to the crime itself. They're jailing people to fulfill these spaces of
obligation.
bodies that they need to create a workforce.
Yep.
Okay, so that's kind of that's where it gets murky for me.
That's why prison should not be. That's why a lot of things in government should not be privatized. Because
Exactly.
those businesses, when they privatize, they're looking to make money. They're looking to make profits.
But I just think that they need to do something.
No,
Other than lift weights
I
and-
agree to an
Yeah.
extent with what you're saying in terms of providing a skill so that people who are rehabilitated or people can be rehabilitated into society and be productive. I do agree with that. I absolutely agree with
Right,
that.
you don't-
I will never say yes to the dude on the horse with the gun and
Oh, you don't like that idea?
I don't. You know
Well,
what?
I tell you
Just
what.
no.
I tell you
That's
what.
not okay.
I tell you
Do it,
what,
boy.
I'm gonna keep on. Did you just say boy?
Detroit is a
No.
huge city.
Just
I know
no.
that both of you have
Boogie,
ties to Detroit.
Yes.
And on a very, very serious note, I want to see Detroit improve.
I do too.
Okay.
Right.
I absolutely
As
do.
it was mentioned on our show, black people have had Detroit for 40 years. And there's been limited progress, okay? And if they don't do better, what's that word that I always mispronounce?
My name?
Gentrification
Oh, I
Gentrification.
thought you said my
is
name.
going to take over because the whites and the gays are going to show you how
Okay.
Detroit's
Whites
going to be
and the
run.
gays.
God.
I'm just
whites.
saying, look at Harlem. Look at Harlem.
Okay. Here's let me. Can I
Now-
can I do this real quick? Okay. Gentrification on its face is not necessarily a horrible thing. Okay.
Right.
I would say there is something to be said about creating pockets of affluence. As long as it does not drive out the entire body of the
But
city.
it is a
But
one-sided
that
affair.
is what normally happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I just don't think that demonizing affluence is a good thing. I just
Now,
wouldn't.
It's a
the
nuanced
reason why
conversation.
Carmen said earlier that the show will go just a little bit longer because an experience happened to me while I was in Detroit. And I just want to get onto that because
Wow.
I worked in Detroit for a year.
He's acting like he was gang raped or something.
Well,
Like he had to sit there and
was
pause.
was there a violation? I'm from Cleveland, and I've never seen
Oh my
anything like Detroit.
Here
okay?
we go.
Now,
Here we
now,
go.
What?
Not all areas, but some.
Here we go.
Wait. You say you was from Ohio and then you never seen anything like Detroit.
Here we go.
Cleveland
Here we
has
go.
their ghettos, but
we
Cleveland is a ghetto.
but
Here we go.
okay. So let me
With an
let me
arena.
look at it like this.
Here we go.
When I got to Detroit, I looked around and I was like, I had all these whys. Why are there so many abandoned homes? Why does everybody drive so fast on
Son of
I-94?
a bitch.
Here we go.
Is that
Here
the
we go.
speed limit?
This is what he gonna do.
Why would they steal my Dodge Durango with 180,000
Are you
miles
still stuck on that?
in the parking lot,
You know what?
in the secure parking lot? Okay.
Here we go. Here we go.
Now,
Because that
but-
would
but-
only
but-
happen in
I
Detroit.
know.
That would never happen anywhere else.
But based on that, I still enjoyed myself when I went to Midtown. I've been downtown a couple times. I met some actually great people in Detroit, and I do care. Now, recently I went to Chene Park to hear Erykah Badu and Hiatus Coyote, and I got to tell you that the venue, it's a nice location, but I was floored by the sound system quality.
I usually go to DTE. I
Yeah,
usually end up
that's
going.
better.
Yeah.
I've been to a ton of outdoor concerts. Pine Knob,
Right.
Blossom
It's
in
called-
Cleveland.
It's called DTE now. I know that.
Right. DTE. Yeah. Okay, old school. Okay.
There's
But-
another one in Sterling Heights. I can't think of.
I
right now.
was floored,
Is that
and the
Meadowbrook?
crowd was all
Was it
into it.
Meadowbrook? Which one?
The crowd was all into
Where's-
it.
I think it might be Meadowbrook.
Meadowbrook Music Hall. Yeah.
But they were into the beat. They weren't into the sound quality.
That's because they knew all the songs.
Right. So, I took it to social media. I was like, why is nobody talking about this? Why is nobody complaining about this? So I did find some people who were
Complaining.
complaining,
Okay.
God.
And to my surprise, the general manager from Chene Park got on with us. It almost scared me for a minute. I was like,
I
whoa.
do want to say I want to say that you're probably the only person I've ever heard of go to a concert and be so upset that you're complaining to the point where the general manager
Did you do a Yelp
at
review?
the concert.
Did you do a Yelp review?
No, you know what?
Do a
I've
Yelp
never
review.
seen that. I've never seen that happen before. That's hilarious, by the way.
But I just thought that
I want to apologize to Erykah Badu because I ain't with him. I wasn't there.
Yeah, I might have to sign off on
I
that.
couldn't. You know, when your people are at a concert, they're talking and they start saying little things. I couldn't even hear what she was saying, and I had a decent seat. You know?
Okay.
I had a decent seat.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't know. I don't.
Well,
It was disturbing. It bothered me.
So was it the sound quality as far as like the speakers themselves? Was it the band or
No,
I mean,
it was
what?
the total. It was just the sound quality
Wow.
itself.
Okay.
Everything. It sounded like when you're having a party in your backyard, and you got the speakers, and you're trying to cover this vast area, but you can only do so much.
Oh, that's bad.
I haven't been to Chene Park in so long, so
It's
I
right.
can't defend
haven't.
it if I
yeah,
wanted to.
yeah.
But
I haven't been in years.
I can't say either or, but I just imagine Darryl having like the worst seats, being cheap as he is.
Well, you know what? But
I
you know
just-
what? Regardless, I've been
I'm
to
impressed.
concerts.
I'm impressed that he was at an Erykah Badu concert. I really am.
I'm a huge fan of Erykah Badu.
Cool.
I went to go see Hiatus Coyote,
All right. See,
know.
look at you.
but I don't know. I mean, we may get a special call in a little bit, but from Chene Park, we'll see how it goes. But maybe for time restraints,
All right.
Rashone, you want to get into?
We're going to move into his segment about this week in stupid news. I can't wait to hear these. These have got to be good.
Okay, so typically, I try to go with the theme, and it seems like lately, there's been a lot of grown folks playing children games.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, between them playing Pokemon Go and you playing Twister naked,
No, okay.
I just
We're not going to keep that going. That is, that's not a, no, that does not happen.
Look, just
It don't-
embrace it.
it
Jesus, it's
doesn't.
with your husband. You don't have to be so shy.
That doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen.
That's not what Mr. Miller said.
Here we go.
The warden. She won't play Twister with me.
He's gonna do the voice.
All right,
He's
so-
gonna keep doing- make it stop. Make it stop.
Anybody see my towel? All right.
Okay.
All right. So there's three stories that kind of go just to show the lunacy of playing Pokemon Go. So the first one, 2 Pokemon Go players fall off of a cliff while trying to catch them all.
What?
Yeah.
What the?
I know. How do you?
What in the world is this?
First of all, like, this had to be somewhere in California. But even saying that, like, if you know you're gonna go in some type of rugged mountainous area, you would think you would be, take a little caution.
This is what I don't understand. Okay, I don't
you
get.
that focused?
First of all, I don't get the game. I don't understand what it's
either.
about anyway. But okay, here's the thing though. If it's over a cliff, who in the devil put it there?
Like,
What?
I know.
Where?
This Pokemon is just 10 feet off the
Where
cliff.
does it come from?
I can just imagine somebody jumping, trying to reach for Pikachu or whatever.
Oh my God.
An article written by Tracy William Cohen. I'm just gonna call her by Trace Cohen. I hate people with the 3 names.
Oh, yeah, I'm like that too.
William Cohen. For Complex Pop Culture, 2 dudes Pokemon Go'd their way off of a cliff in San Diego's North County.
Oh my God.
Lifeguards first reported to the Encinitas Fire Department that a man had fallen off of a cliff. When authorities arrived, the man was discovered around 80 to 90 feet down on
that's
the beach.
crazy as hell.
Okay, so I'm
That's
surprised he's
crazy.
alive.
That's crazy.
Another
That's
man-
Absolutely crazy.
Okay, so they found another dude unconscious at the time. He was found by them as well. According to the fire department, both men were transported to nearby Scripps Loyola Trauma Center with moderate injuries.
I have this to say. I am a card-carrying member of the NRA, so if you come in my yard trying to play Pokemon, you're going to get a Glock at you, okay?
Bless God.
Wow.
Oh, in another story, a guy was stabbed by a total stranger while playing Pokemon Go in Oregon. He's doing fine after needing a few stitches. Another idiot played Pokemon Go and stops at police station and gets arrested. An article from
That's funny.
It's hilarious. An article from clickondetroit.com. And it actually makes the guy that fell. This story actually makes the guy that fell off the cliff seem smarter in comparison.
No. Okay.
Wow. A man with warrants for his arrest.
Stop.
Was taken into custody after showing up at a Detroit area police station
That's
while
hilarious.
playing Pokemon Go.
Oh, God.
Police in Milford, Michigan said the 26-year-old, who was wearing pajama pants,
Stop.
Michael Jackson style, did he have an umbrella holder too? Rode a bike to the Milford police station. Officers recognized him because they've had contact with him in previous years. He was booked on a warrant for missing a court date and released.
There's so many things wrong with that story.
Yes. He was originally charged with breaking and entering the location aware smartphone game. Gives digital incentives like Pokeballs as rewards for visiting real places.
You know what though? This could be a thing. This could be a thing that the police could use
They
to catch
could,
dummies.
especially with idiots like this.
Wow.
The locations.
That might be a way to go about it.
So I guess the locations are known as Pokestops and gyms, and according to Milford Police, the station is a site of a gym as part of the game. So he's gonna be catching a lot of balls in jail. So,
You know what? Just to interrupt you for a sec, we're gonna go back to the Chene Park. My experience at Chene Park.
oh, this one?
Yeah,
All right.
and we are. It looks as though caller, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey,
We
how are
have
you?
the general manager from Chene Park,
Hi there.
and it's an honor that this gentleman will give a call to the Full Circle Podcast Show.
Hey,
Thank you for calling in.
Please,
Sure, no problem.
Help me out with your name, please.
It's Suleiman Maus.
Suleiman Mausi. Very good of you to call us.
I'm just not gonna say it because I'm scared I'm gonna butcher it. So I'm just gonna.
Nah,
Well-
it's cool. I've been getting butchered my whole life. It's all good.
Well, I tell you what, we were talking about Detroit and how I would love to see some improvements in Detroit. And
Not just how we would love to see Detroit.
oh no, I think we all.
He
As
ought-
pompous
You
about
two,
it.
you two are from Detroit.
Yes, we are.
And I am experiencing Detroit. Like I said, I've met some awesome people. Okay, this gentleman included. That I had a bad experience at Chene Park, and he's taking the time to call to talk about Chene Park. So if that's a representation of Detroit, I appreciate that. Now, can you tell us about yourself, what you do, and the improvements and/or what's going on at Chene Park?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me on. I always appreciate the time to talk to, take feedback from anybody, good or bad, about what's going on with the city, and more importantly, what's going on with our company and Chene Park in particular, which is the venue that we manage and operate. We've been running Chene Park since 2004.
Yes.
Our company, the Right Productions, is a family-owned business, co-owned by my mother, who's the majority owner, and myself as a minority stakeholder in the company. We were managed and operated like I said, since 2004.
Mm-hmm.
We do about 25 to 35 concerts and events a year at Chene Park. We employ over 600 people. With,
Awesome.
90, through the course of the summer, without 95% of them being Detroit is the southeast Michigan, excuse me. I've been doing concerts and special events for the better part of 15 to 20 years. And it's an
Awesome.
honor to be able to serve my city. We do the best that we can. We can't make everybody happy. Since there's, we
Right.
honor, we do our best for customer service. And when it's
Yeah, you know what? I like the venue. I think the location is nice. Hey, I walked around. I had a drink before the concert. I got something to eat. It's an ideal
beautiful venue.
spot.
Yeah.
Ideal. Okay.
It is. It is.
But again, my complaint was the sound quality. I love music. I think some of the celebrities that you're having come there, I'm looking at the lineup. I'm like, okay, they got an awesome lineup. This should not be the last time I come there. But tell me about your sound system. Tell me about the quality.
Our sound system is a state-of-the-art sound system. We have a complete brand new line array that came out the box 2 years ago. And I'm not a production person. Let me start off by saying I do contracts and special events and marketing and all that stuff. I am not a production person. But one of the things that one of the reasons I want to address this concern this concern in particular is we do get a lot of complaints about the sound. People say, quote unquote, it's the sound system, without even understanding what that really entails. So they say, oh, get a better sound system. Well, you can't get any better than we have unless we talk about dropping $2-3 million in there. We have the lasers that come in and go by seats, this, that, other.
Right.
However, the venue was designed initially for it to be jazz only.
Oh, okay.
So the baffles and stuff had to go in, this, that, other, So there's a lot of things, in that realm that if you look up and you see the baffles in there, it's helped with the acoustics to bounce back in. There's some challenges when you're dealing with the outdoor venue.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That's one. But most importantly, again, I don't know what show, because I didn't, I'm going through a 4-show, 5-day run as we speak right now. Just trying to get a chance to read the whole thread, but I saw a podcast and somebody was talking us through it. But my thing is that it's not, because the same sound system, when it comes out of Chene Park, our vendor takes it into the Fox, to the orchestra, to the Opera House, and takes it out into, so it's not the sound system. Often what happens is, that people don't realize is, that if you're not in show business and don't know the shows, by contract, each artist, especially major,
that's what I was going to ask you. Do they bring their own team?
Sound engineer.
Yeah.
So if they're not familiar with the room,
right,
it's challenging. So
Okay.
it's not the sound system. So if you hear one person that sounds good and the next person next week does not, it's the same system and it's the same board.
Right.
It's the same $250,000 piece of equipment that we have going in there.
Right.
That I can't do any better.
I can actually relate to that. Being a musician myself, I play live quite a bit, and a lot of times you do go into different rooms, and the systems themselves from place to place they can vary. And in terms of who you have working your boards at the time, they either know what they're doing with that particular kind of board, or they don't. And sometimes people think that it's just a question of turning a few knobs, this, that, and the other, but it's not, because each of these systems are unique to the room itself.
Well, and other thing I just wanted to say real quickly is, me not being a musician, my father who's our production manager and works for me. For clarity sake, my mother's ex-husband 30 years ago, but it's a dynamic down there, But
okay,
for a musician would hear some things that I don't hear.
Yeah.
I don't have the same listening ear as you do as a musician, or you.
Oh, Daryl's not a musician. He just like to complain.
No, I can sing.
We got those people, you know what I'm saying?
Daryl just like to complain. Don't pay no attention.
No, you know what?
I can have 6,000 people in there, and you can best believe I had people complain about New Edition. Sold every season, was a great time, and no problem. Somebody can say, "Oh, I couldn't hear it the last time." Well, you probably drank one too many. I can't say that online. You know, because it's memorial. Like, what you want me to do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you
but,
what.
But it's not the quality of the system. We don't cut costs. We don't cut our consumers. We don't do bad business. If not, we wouldn't
absolutely
thrive the way we are and growing. Now we're doing shows throughout the Carolinas. Where I am right now, it's another show is going on in Chene Park right now, and I'm down in Raleigh, North Carolina. So there's just a lot going on.
Yeah.
But it's just a lot of confusion when people say, "Oh, it's the sound system," but it's just so generic. It's like, what kind of sound system is there out there that can make 100% of the people happy?
Right.
And it's surely not cheap. Believe that.
I believe it.
I've got one more question.
Sure, no problem.
As far as the artists themselves, how do they feel when they play the venue? Or do you get a lot of the same artists return year after year? Are they happy with the reception they received there?
That's a good
correct.
question.
I mean, very few. I mean, one is always they want to get paid, which they always do. Mm-hmm. But if there's, we've had issues along the way. I'm not going to sit up and say, we're 100% all the way. Everything's just perfect and we don't do anything wrong. No, that's not the case. For example, we had I'll tell you a brief story. We had Tower of Power a few weeks ago.
Ooh.
I love Tower of Power.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tower of Power was at the venue with Chene. Unfortunately, squirrels. Oh, it was a great show. But squirrels had literally eaten through one of the cables, and there was a whole lot of feedback. But the same production manager that had from Tower of Power was Diana Ross's. Because we had Diana Ross 2 weeks later.
I heard Diana Ross
2
was
weeks
there.
later. And, so they were complaining and giving the guy a heads up. Oh God, there's a problem. But fortunately, we knew the guy, and when there's a problem, we rectify it, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like with our city, with our, you know what I'm saying, people have one experience. If I stopped going to places where I had one bad experience, or I went on social media and blasted somebody, I'm not speaking about you in particular, but just in general, you know, people tend to focus on the negative as opposed to the positive. Like, you know, and again, not knowing which individual shows people went through now after 30, you know, all this time they start merging together. It's like, you know, it'd be nice to somebody go in and say this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but people like to, you know, bad stuff there.
Well, you know what?
There's a bad sound system. Wait a minute.
That's Darryl.
I'm
playing.
I wanted to go to Detroit. I have enjoyed myself in Detroit, and like I said, I've met some awesome people. And just based on the fact that how you availed yourself,
thank you.
I will go to Chene Park again, and I will give Chene Park an opportunity, because it's not about bashing Detroit or anything like that, or any businesses in Detroit. It's just that I thought it could have been better.
We want to thank you.
What show was it? You know,
it was the Erykah Badu show.
Erykah Badu Hiatus Coyote show Friday.
2 shows a day. They go, that's a great show. You know, we raised $30,000 for, you know what I'm saying, for rape kits.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I saw, literally, we raised $30,000, $5 per paid ticket. Per paid ticket went to, we donated to the rape kit.
Wow.
You know, so, you know,
Thank
it was
you.
her engineer mixing the music.
Thank you so much.
By contract, there's nothing that I can do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She was happy that that's the sound that they want. There's literally nothing that I can do about, because by contract, there's certain things that you know, the artist controls certain things when they come into to a facility.
It's part of their writer.
You know, it's part of the writer. Our engineer comes, her engineer makes the music, but it's not the sound system. You know what I'm saying? It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. You know what I'm saying? I wish, you know, if it was, I'd throw my vendor out and get another one. But it's just, you know what I'm saying?
Well, Suleiman, we want to thank you.
Diana Ross,
yeah.
It sounded great, and there was some issues with Erykah Badu. There's the exact same sound system that was there.
Right.
Wow.
You know,
we want to thank you.
Sure, no problem.
Thank you so much.
I seriously appreciate it, and I'll be in contact. I really appreciate you taking the time to call us. Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh,
This was very, very cool and eye-opening as far as the behind-the-scenes stuff that goes on. We appreciate you, and you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.
All right, y'all have a great show, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. All right.
Hopefully the sound system was better than a shitty cell phone quality, but go ahead.
See? I can't with you.
No. Just speaking up for the brother, he just got off of a flight, and I appreciate the time when people call into the podcast. You know, everybody's can't be in the best area, so yeah.
That's
absolutely
awesome. And you know what though, I will say this, because that is a issue. A lot of times, you know, if they bring people with them that work the boards and they don't know how to work the boards right, you know, what can you do?
You think they do a sound check though? You would think.
You know, I tell you what, a lot of artists they.
But you said somebody showed up late though, right?
Yeah. If you show up late and you don't get your sound check.
They had like they had like a Frankie Beverly Mays Trans Europe Express kind of intermission.
Did they jam?
Everybody got up and started dancing and turning around. I mean, you know, I was looking for somebody to be selling pork chops and barbecue ribs. I mean, it was a homey feeling. Like a grill, with, you know what I mean?
You know what?
And then
so they're tailgating at this concert.
Just giving Erykah Badu
can I tell you what?
Time to get there. She probably was on I-94. Going 100 miles an hour.
I went to Duran Duran at DTE.
Oh,
God.
I knew some way she would.
I wouldn't even admit that.
And they tailgated. It was awesome.
But so
Duran.
Where are we moving? We're going to go into the topic.
I think we should. There? It was packed. It was absolutely
okay.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Our producer's singing
Rio. Let's get ready to get into our subject: slut shaming.
Yay.
No.
Boo.
Yay.
Slut shaming.
All right.
Okay, now you can do the Bill Clinton
All right.
voice. Okay,
Okay,
I'm not.
Warden.
I'm gonna
All
let
right,
you
Warden.
do that. Hopefully, we're gonna have some call-in guests. I actually asked Darryl if we could do this topic this particular week because it was something that I had seen online not too long ago that was going back and forth that was dealing with that whole Kanye, Amber Rose, Kim Kardashian thing when they were, beefing about.
Who's the bigger whore?
Yeah, whatever, It was like
Hot calling the kettle black.
that whole thing. And then I saw some girls, some younger girls that were, going back and forth on social media, and in a similar type of situation, they referenced it. So I was like, nah, we gotta handle this so these young girls know a little bit better how to carry themselves a little bit better. And I felt like this was a time to really talk about it. So
You know what? I didn't even know what this was.
Really?
Okay? And it's like there's several different definitions of slut shaming.
okay,
Now,
Is it?
when you go to the Urban Dictionary and all this other kind of stuff.
okay,
But anyway, it says on some other site, calling a woman a slut or whore or challenging her character in sexual terms to embarrass, humiliate, or intimidate, degrade, or shame her. Then another one says dealing with her sexual behavior, basically like, she's doing what she wants to do, when she wants to do it, how she wants to do it. And you're thinking that she has to fit within the confines of the traditional type of woman.
okay.
Okay. So, and then there's another one where if a girl is even raped, she becomes a victim of blaming.
I don't
shaming.
think that victim blaming and slut shaming are in the same league. I think that some people try
I
to
agree.
categorize it that way. I don't want to.
Two separate issues.
Yeah, I don't want to put that in the same league. I don't necessarily think that that's
There was actual
fair.
crime committed with that.
Yeah, I think that's not fair.
Yeah.
One thing that I'm seeing is, a lot of people are looking at this from the standpoint of a young woman who owns her sexuality in a way that allows her to live a particularly kind of sexually free life, i.e., promiscuous lifestyle. I'm putting it out there. Now, don't kill the messenger. I'm not saying I agree.
I know, I'm just trying to.
Yeah, get your mind together before you start.
I'm getting nauseous.
Okay, there is a stigma that goes along with that. Okay, so they say that men can be dogs, but women, if they go out there and do
double
the same
standard.
thing, they're considered sluts. And they want to take the stigma off of women being as sexually free as men. I don't know whether that should happen. I don't think that that's necessarily a good thing. And I know girls don't throw stuff at me.
Okay.
I'm very traditional in the role of a woman being a lady, carrying herself as a lady.
Right.
First things first, whether you're promiscuous or not, I don't think as a woman anybody should know your business like that. Number one. Okay. But if you're out here, and everything you wear shows everything but your nips and tips,
That's a couple of questions. Okay, one, let me address something like the whole men get to be whores and
okay.
And here's the thing. That's like me being like, okay, well, this person gets to live off government assistance. Why should I have to work? And then I go live off government assistance. I want better for myself, so therefore I'm not going to lower myself to that standard. Two,
Okay.
men brag to each other about the ass we get, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Do women brag about how many?
I don't want to know.
penises
I don't want to know.
They jumped on. No,
I don't wanna know.
Well, have you and yo?
I don't want to know.
Well, I mean, so obviously you never had that conversation with another woman. Okay. On top of that, call a man a slut. See what happens. He doesn't care. He might. Matter of fact, most of us embrace that title.
Well, I will put this out there though. Myself, that's not my thing, but
Right.
it happens. There are women that do brag about their conquest. There are women that think that that's sweet. I don't think
and that's
it's
fine.
particularly
Like, I mean,
sweet.
that's fine. I'm just saying, just own it. Like if you call a man a slut because he slept with a bunch of dudes, he owns it. He's happy. He's like, you know what? I'm a whore.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
okay,
Well,
own it.
And that the whole whore slut thing.
Don't be a slut. I'm telling you, it's such a simple process. Don't be a slut. Easy. There you go. Don't be a slut.
Well, I mean, I think that as far as that having the shame aspect of it,
You should be ashamed. You are a slut. Like, why are we trying to attach honor to sluts? I don't understand this stuff. Like, you act like Lil' Kim, but think you should get the Felicia Rashad respect. Like, I don't understand this. Like, dude, you are a whore. There is a level of shame attached to that.
well,
You
here
should-
in society now, people are looking up to the basketball wives, Real Housewives
You
of
are-
this.
Okay,
Hey,
they're
let me.
not whores, but
No. Let me
wall
ask you this.
strippers.
I'll put it to you like this. I don't particularly watch the shows, but from what I understand, very few of them are actually wives.
I know, right?
I don't make the connection.
Them
in
to have
terms-
sex with, just not to put a ring on.
I mean,
So,
it just kind of it's funny to me that they want the title, okay?
I'm just saying, people devalue themselves.
Yeah.
Right? And then, but at the same time, they want the respect of somebody who holds themselves to a higher standard. You can't have both ways. You can't just walk around. Like, I can't not have a job, but I want the respect of somebody who does.
Now, devil's advocate is going to say, from a woman's standpoint, is
Okay, here we go.
no. This is the yin to the yang. So what if I'm not offended by the title slut? What if I
Okay,
do
fine.
rock with it as that's who I am, and I do own it? Does that make me any less of a person? Blah blah blah. Because I'm assuming that there are. I would have to assume with the popularity of women like Nicki Minaj or Lil' Kim, like you mentioned, with the
I'm just saying, first of all, can we address one thing? Being a slut is not a talent. For some reason, being a
Hey,
whore
apparently
is like a
it's.
talent now.
Can I tell you something? It's in pop culture. It's pretty darn
It's
lucrative.
Yeah.
Talent.
It's pretty darn lucrative.
I mean, I
but-
don't get it. You're
and
a
that-
whore. Don't be one if you want respect.
And that's where we are socially. We're looking at these little girls who think that that's a way to
I'm all about an example, and I just don't think that this is, if a man is loose and all that. No, that's not a good example for his son. However, there is that double standard there, as you mentioned earlier.
No, can I?
And-
Okay, go ahead.
A woman being that way,
Aren't our sons taught that conquests are like that make them more manly?
You want to know what's different?
What's that?
Is most men are afforded those conquests based on what they've done. So they're not just whores. Just be like, so for instance, right?
Are they really?
No, like if you are a famous musician, you're a famous basketball player. Listen.
Okay.
They actually accomplished something, and because they accomplished that on a high level, they are then afforded the ability to have conquest. And let's not act like there isn't groupies or groups of ladies out there looking for that.
Okay.
On the inverse of that, like the women's side of it, like they're just whores. Like they're not really doing anything.
I won't. I can't.
What have they done to?
Okay, I can't give you
Kim
that.
Kardashian.
Let me
outside
tell
of being a whore.
Let me tell you, I can give you that on a celebrity level, but I can't give you that on a neighborhood level because you have Leon Ray now who got
that's
like
true.
6 or 7 girlfriends
That's
and
true.
baby mamas, and then you have all of their baby mamas.
That's true.
Do you feel me? So
That's true.
you can't equate the two.
That's true.
So-
That's true. Like I'm thinking more like a Frank Sinatra. Like,
It looks very different when you have
Yes.
kids by five different dudes
That's
than
true.
it does when you have kids by 5 different women.
honestly, to me, y'all both look reckless.
I
Like,
think so too. I happen to think so too. I tend to agree with that.
but it's
But it's just, I mean, it just there's a different I don't know. There's a different way that people look at you, I guess.
I agree. I will say this too. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this too.
We're gonna catch it for this one.
I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this one.
I
We
feel like we're
we
gonna
have a
catch it for
3
this one.
curse word limit.
We're gonna catch it.
Shit. Look,
He's over the. We decided that we're gonna get a swear jar. Hashtag
I'm
swear
gonna go
jar.
broke being on the show.
Hashtag swear jar for him.
Hashtag swear jar. But like, I mean, here's the thing. Like, this whole thing, like, you never hear. Well, maybe because we've had the benefit of having it so good. Maybe that's why. But this whole thing, like, there are things women can do.
Like-
there are things that men can do.
Okay.
We have our differences. Like
Okay.
this notion that we're always going to be on par on everything
Okay.
is just not true, like
Wait,
at all.
well, why does it always have to fall to women to be more honorable or more
No.
morally upstanding?
Wait, time out. First of all, I would say this. I'm not saying that men who go around just having sex randomly are more honorable at all. Like, that's me personally.
No. What I'm saying is, like, women are expected to be these paragons of virtue.
Mm-hmm.
Women are expected to hold themselves to this particular standard, you know, as far as being ladylike.
Because I think part of that has to do with where we get, how we perceive where we get our honor from. Like, most dudes feel like they get their honor from accomplishing things and providing for their families and whatnot.
Okay.
And for the most part, not saying that women don't provide and aren't working either, but for the most part, like I guess men are allowed to act a certain way as long as they're doing this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying society looks at it like, okay, you know what? Like, they'll give certain people a pass, but as long as they're performing or doing what they think they should be doing as far as their jobs or their careers, they'll give it a certain pass. As opposed to like a woman who they just look at like, okay, well, you know, you should be a good wife. You should be this. I'm not saying that's what I think.
Okay,
I'm trying to diagnose how society has gotten this way. So don't kill me.
Okay.
Wow.
Daryl, where you at with this? What are you thinking?
You know what? We got a caller, and I'll give my opinion. Caller, you there?
Oh, damn, I forgot. I effed up, man.
Yes, I'm here.
Hello.
What's your name and where you calling from?
This is Lacy B, and I'm calling from the Atlanta metro area.
Hey, how are you?
Atlanta.
How are you?
Atlanta. How are you, Lacy? Thanks for calling the show.
1 out of 51.
Yes.
How you doing?
Good.
I tell you
Good.
what. So we're talking about slut shaming. What's your opinion on it?
So, unfortunately, when it comes to slut shaming, I think it's something that started with women, like women against women. Who says that a woman can't be sexy? You can't be determined to be successful. You can't be smart, all in one package. And when women see other women making it, their mind goes to, who did she sleep with to get here? Who did she sleep with to get this position? Who did she sleep with to gain that success?
Wow,
And it's totally unfortunate. Totally unfortunate.
So I have to ask you, so when we look at each other and from the woman to woman point of view, what is it that we're seeing in terms of that competitive thing, or what are we seeing in terms of that jealousy thing that takes us to that place where we're not uplifting each other as far as owning our sexuality?
Exactly. You know, jealousy is a feeling that has to hurt, right? And it has to be something, it's not something that I feel, and it's not something that I can relate to. So when it comes to how you can look at another person and be jealous or envious and not say, how did she do that? I want to know the real way that happened. We're so used to being presumptive and jumping to conclusions that we don't even take the time to say, let me read up on this person.
Right.
Let me figure out, hey, did she go to school to get a degree to get here? What else? What other steps could she have taken? We don't want to know the steps.
Right.
We just want to automatically jump to, this is what happened. So to answer, I really don't know how somebody feels to be jealous, because that's not something I feel. But it's something that
have you experienced that?
To.
Have you been on the receiving end?
Yes. I wrote a whole book about it.
Talk about it, girl. Talk about it.
Yes. So my book, Fame Whore, is a fiction novel, but this is how I came up with it. I was in the hair salon, my friend's hair salon. We're sitting down, we're just talking, and everybody's talking about a reality star. Like, oh, honey, well, she got this because she was messing with that one. And I'm like reading up on her as we're talking, and I'm like, oh no, well, she went to this college, and then she interned here, so that's how she got the connection after, at this place. And I'm like, you don't even know anything about her. You're just making up all this stuff that you want to be, that you want this to be who she is, creating a character, right? So in my book, Fame Whore, the thing was, that was her story. Like, she actually, grinded to get where she ended up. But everybody was saying that she was sleeping with somebody, that this was happening, and all these scandals were going on while, during the book. And I mean, it's totally in relation to slut shaming
Yeah.
because we put people through so many things. As women, we put
Yeah.
other women through so many things just based off assumption.
Wow.
Do you ever embrace what people assume?
Say that again.
I said, do you ever embrace what people assume?
I guess in a way you do, because the negative things are the things that stick out. So if you have people around you that are saying, "Oh my God, I'm so proud of you for doing X, Y, and Z," but then you have that person saying, "Oh, you should have stayed with that boyfriend because maybe he would have been able to help you out." And so you kind of cling to that, like, heck, well, maybe I should talk to this person because it would be easier way. It would be an easier way for me to go, right?
Right.
So you do listen to it. You listen to the negative chatter. That's always the loudest thing you hear.
Ooh.
I don't know. I guess I'm the type of guy, if you're showing too much cleavage, I'm going to button your shirt up. I don't want it out there like that.
Really?
You gonna button your shirt up?
When certain girls come up on my Facebook and they look a little too, and I'll be like, you know how you can delete the picture, remove it?
He ain't gonna remove your picture.
He screenshots.
I'll look at it, I'll bring it up so I can
He ain't
see
gonna remove your
it.
picture.
But I don't want that, because
You
once
know.
you accept those, then another one, they say, oh, that's what you want? Oh, okay.
No.
Blah, 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 blah.
No,
And I'm like,
Now, why don't you see someone, why don't you look at that as confidence? Because to show your body, you have to be confident. And a lot of women, when we get out of shape, is when we start to realize, damn, my body looked good about 2 years ago. Maybe I should have showed it off because now, I need
well,
to put on
you know what? Make me search for it.
Right.
Let me search. Let me see your picture, then go into your photos. I don't know how this works. You go deep into your photos
I know,
and
right?
look for the
Cyber
swimsuit.
stalking.
Look for the swimsuit. Don't just have that as your profile.
You know what?
Right.
That's all I'm
Look,
saying.
I mean, I am very conservative. Like,
Yeah.
I'm conservative, but I understand, that when someone can show their body, it can come from two places. It can come from supreme confidence or, superior insecurity.
But it's about how
Okay.
you do it, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's all
Yeah.
in taste. So.
I want to let people know where they can reach you and find out
Absolutely.
more about you and your book. Tell everybody where they can reach you.
Sure. So I'm Lacy D, and you can follow me on Instagram at iWriteLacyD. Visit LacyWBell.com. And the book Fame Whore is available everywhere. Amazon, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, wherever books are sold. You can Google Fame Whore Lacy D to find out where you can get a copy.
Thank you so
Wow.
much. We
Cool.
appreciate you for being on the show, and thank you for your
yes,
perspective.
This is a great topic. Yes, thank you guys so much.
Oh,
Thank you
you're
so much.
awesome.
Now, have a good night.
All right. Bye-bye.
One of the things that she touched on was the jealousy aspect that I
Yeah, I
thought
didn't think of
was
that.
really, especially from woman to woman, because that is something that we as women have bad.
Oh, y'all are catty.
We're beyond catty.
Yes.
I mean, catty, petty, whatever you want to call it, because it becomes that's the first impression that women have of you is the up down.
You know what the difference between two women?
They give you the up, down.
The real difference between men and women are?
What's that?
You could put two male enemies in the same room and they'll walk out as friends. You could put two female friends in the
point.
room and they'll walk out as enemies.
Yeah.
Now there used to be
I'm trying to think, have I ever been jealous of a guy?
Me.
Well, okay, that's good. That's right.
You know what? There was an old joke, and it was I forget the comedian, but she said the difference between men and women is this: a group of men go out to a nightclub and they hope everybody gets laid. A group of women go out to a nightclub and they hope nobody gets laid but them.
Wow. Selfish. Hold on, Darryl, what's your thoughts, though? I'm interested to see your take because, you off the wall.
No, I mean, I didn't know how to approach this because there were so many different
You can't do worse than me.
things,
Go ahead.
so many different definitions. Like, okay, briefly, I'm watching this Stranger Things. Everybody's talking about this on Facebook. Okay.
Okay.
So I started watching it. And no spoiler, but this girl gets into a relationship and she's has relations with this guy, and then some other person sees her, and then they write this thing, slut. You're a slut, this and this and that. And I was like, oh, okay. This is the definition another definition in reference to this girl's being slut shamed.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, so I mean,
That's where people get, when we're dealing with like this from a very young standpoint, it becomes something where, little girls, young girls from even junior high in that, they can become stigmatized, like even through social media, this, that, and the third.
Right.
And I think that that's something that speaks to the self-confidence issue,
Right.
If you tie the name slut or, tramp to a 13-year-old, that gets into their psyche, you know what I mean? And it becomes something that, will they associate themselves with that title? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's something you don't want to see happen. And that's
Exactly.
kind of a place where I think slut shaming that place is where slut shaming should be stopped in order to instill values in the young girl.
I think if the first thing people think of is like something sexual about you, I think something is wrong. Like you see a lot of pictures on like Facebook and social media. Their profile picture is like most dudes. They looking right at the camera and they, doing
Right,
whatever.
right,
yeah, they
right.
never
Most
do
girls-
that shot over the shoulder.
Yeah, always
Right,
showing
right,
their ass. And I'm
right.
like, if that's the first thing, if that's gonna be the representation of you is your ass, then you can't expect nobody to want to know about your brain,
Right.
your smarts.
And why is that? Why is it, why are your 12-year-olds in the bathroom
Duck lips.
turning around, doing the booty pictures on, social media? Why are they doing that?
There's other positions you can take to take a nice picture.
I mean, and is that the source of your beauty? Is that the only source of what makes you beautiful? And why are we as a society making that a thing?
I'll go back to Felicia Rashad. Felicia Rashad will always be the sexiest black woman I've ever seen, ever in any medium besides you.
Why?
The warden.
Thank you.
But, and my wife, Camille. I love you, babe.
There you go.
He mentions his wife's name every episode. I never mention my wife's name.
And you probably should.
I know.
I'm just saying.
her
Hey,
name-
Tubby.
Here's the thing, though. Like, Felicia Rashad was sexy for many things. You ain't never seen Felicia Rashad do a ducklet picture, do the
No.
over the shoulder, show my ass.
No.
She was sexy because she had brains, she was accomplished, she was a good
Right.
actress, and she was beautiful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And she had that attitude. You know what I'm saying? Sexy is an attitude. Sexy is not an outfit. It's not a bikini. It is not a
There's
tight
a level
dress.
of confidence
Yeah,
that comes
sexy
with
is
that.
an attitude that you exude. And
I'll go, into my medium. I'll go into music. Okay, it's very different now. Okay,
Right.
now you have the competition between the Beyoncés and the Rihannas, and the women who basically are undressed to sell you something in terms of music. But back in the day, it used to be you get a woman in a beautiful gown and she could flat foot sing, and that was sexy. You would have your Anita Bakers, you would have your Whitney Houstons,
Exactly.
and they could flat foot sing, and they'd be fully clothed, and I guarantee you, many babies were made.
that's like Adele. Adele does not have to get naked. I mean, nobody wants to see her naked.
Yeah,
But,
but what I'm talking about is
But-
that sexy confidence.
But my point is, some people have to do all that to get that attention. Other people have enough talent to where they can just go to a microphone, get on stage, sing a song, and blow you away. And it's funny too, going back to Rihanna, like, I don't consider her a slut. As naked as she is all the time,
Right.
I don't consider her a slut. Like, you can tell that's her personality. She's not
Yeah.
trying. Like, she's sexy.
I don't think that that's a put on. I don't
No,
think
I
it's
think
an
that's
act.
just really her.
Yeah.
Like a Kim Kardashian. Like, I don't need to see, like, every week, I got another nude photo coming out, and it's like, we just seen like 11 of them, like, yesterday. Like,
Yeah, for a time, I will admit this. For a time, I thought that the naked Rihanna was a gimmick. For a time.
Right.
Because I did not understand the culture, the Barbadian culture.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So prior to that, I thought that naked Rihanna was a gimmick. But when you understand the culture, everybody naked down there. So it's
Yeah.
not like,
That's her.
that's not a put on. That is who they are, So you can go down there even right now, Carnival and all of that, and ain't nobody got clothes on, know? So that's not, the same thing.
Speaking of which, note to self, go to Barbados.
And I think, remember when I think, I don't know, you judge a book by
That's
its
it.
cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember when he said, about the woman ran up to him and, he was, dressed like a policeman or something.
Mm-hmm.
He said, the woman ran up to him, officer, and he said, just because I'm dressed like a policeman, why did you think that I was an officer or something like that?
Yeah.
So I got a little concerned with that. We all look at that. We all, look at that. That's hot. That's sexy. But I'm not going to marry that.
How you act and how you dress says a lot about you. And, we can sit up here all day and act like it shouldn't, but it does.
Right.
And that's just the reality of it. Like, me, if I walked around sagging, smelling like ass, unshaven, all this other stuff, people don't think a certain way.
Right. You know what I'm
I
saying?
wouldn't be sitting this close to you as I am.
Now we got another call. Paul, are you there?
Everybody see my towel?
What's your name and where you calling from?
Hello, my name is Sade Moore, and I'm calling from Los Angeles.
Hey,
all the
Sade,
way
how are
from
you?
LA. Hi.
I'm very well, thank you. How are you guys?
Can't you
good.
just can't you tell her personality right through the phone?
I feel like you have dimples. I feel like you smile and you have. Do you have dimples?
I actually do.
See, I knew it.
On both sides.
Me too.
Why'd you got to say that?
know,
I only got one.
I
Why would you have to say that? That is dimple shaming.
We can tell.
That
we can
deserves
tell.
an ooh. Ooh is meant to humble. Meant to humble you.
Now, some background on Sade. She is an actress and a dancer.
Nice.
And recently she's done some very uplifting videos, and I want to talk to her about that.
Awesome.
But briefly, tell us about yourself and what you're doing.
Yes, my name is Sade Moore. I am from Philadelphia, and I have a background, as you stated, in dance and drama. And I I went to Cal State Long Beach University and studied English with an emphasis in creative writing because my parents really instilled a hunger for education so that it could be an asset to my artistry. So right now, I'm just pretty much, I was actually in the middle of filming prior to calling.
I want you to know everybody's smiling now because you got on the phone and now everybody's kind of smiling.
She's so bubbly.
That's awesome.
So,
Good. And
with today's topic being
so chipper.
slut shaming,
You said
I
that.
feel bad even bringing this up with her. You know what I
know.
mean? I feel like this is wrong.
I do too.
But what are your views on this subject?
Slut shaming. Now, I want to make sure that I'm addressing it in the appropriate context. Are you talking about judging it, the slut shaming? If you can give me just a little bit more, so I can give an appropriate.
Well, what we're talking about the pop culture right now and how women are portrayed.
Okay.
We're talking about slut shaming overall in a broad context as far as what we're teaching our kids, how it's perceived, how women who own their sexuality are perceived, or how women who are overtly promiscuous are perceived, and how we feel about that. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, well, I definitely think that there's a huge difference in terms of owning a level of promiscuity and then promoting that as, sensuality in itself. You know, being a woman, I think that we shouldn't be ashamed about our femininity because it's something that God gave us. And I think that in us embracing it and in us sharing it in a healthy kind of way, I think it's what we're meant to do. Like, when you're absolutely married, yes, 100%. But I don't think in any way that promiscuity is a good way to demonstrate femininity. I think it's actually a false representation of it, and I actually I think that that's why we're so over sexualized. But it also it ties into history as well. And it starts in the home. And I think that if parents aren't teaching their children to elevate their minds, that they're going to do the nurture versus nature kind of thing. They're just going to be out in the streets.
I love that take on
like
it.
Animals,
right.
But I think we have to be taught, and I think we have to also in teaching our children that it's also okay to have a level of sexuality and preparing them for when those hormones come and all those kind of things. But I think that there's a clear difference.
I love your take on it. I love your take on, promoting it within a family structure. I love your take on, making sure that people know the difference between promiscuity and being sensual. I love your take on the historical reference. Can we talk a little bit about that as far as especially with Black women and how we've been perceived and over-sexualized over the years? Can you talk to that for a little bit?
Yes, I remember I was one time in college, and we were doing a study on, I think the woman, they named her Venus Hottentot, I believe.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and I remember, when she came over here to the Americas, when they went over there again to that country and brought her here, they promoted her features, and she was so just over-sexualized because they didn't know how to appreciate a woman of such voluptuousness. And, they treated her like a creature. And so I feel like it's the same kind of thing now. It's like, when we listen to our rap music, when we watch videos and things like that, I feel like, features on a woman that are overdeveloped are just heightened. And it makes people, it attracts a kind of attention that is not normal, as if it's an abnormal thing when it's a very normal thing. And I think that that's the problem, is because we don't treat it as such. And so because we are advertising, women with big butts and, half dressed,
right.
It's putting the wrong message out. But I think that there is a tie to history, like what I was just bringing up, for example, and now. We just don't celebrate the body as something that's divine, as something that, should be highly esteemed. We treat it as something that's just like a piece of property or an object, pretty much like the woman who I was talking about.
Right.
She was sold like an object, treated like an object.
So we as women are not more than the sum of our parts.
Absolutely. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, Sade, briefly tell us about the encouraging videos that you're putting out, and also how people can reach you out there in social media.
Oh, yes. So I'm just creating videos. The videos are called ABCs to Achieving Your Dreams. And how it started was when I was in college, one of my counselors, she had gave me just this, it was this sheet that said, remember your ABCs. And it was kind of like a guide to have a successful college experience. And on my own journey, I kind of adopted that same principle, but created my own ABCs along the way. And I kind of just wanted to share that because I know, especially out here in Los Angeles, a lot of us, we are, trying to make our mark in the entertainment industry. And this business can be very difficult, especially when you're serious about it. And so sometimes you need encouragement because it's not about competition, And so these videos have just been highlighting principles, values that people can hold on as they're going along their journey every single day. So it just doesn't just apply to the entertainment industry just alone. So I just wanted it to be something that was uplifting, inspiring, and that at any moment somebody could use and feel that they're connected to someone else who may have had a similar experience, but it's tangible.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so that's been pretty much it. You can find me on Facebook at Sade E.
That's what I was going to ask you next, where they can find you. Awesome.
Yes, Sade E Moore. You can actually find the videos there. I'm on Facebook. On Instagram, it's Sade, SADE _ Moore, MOORE _ I'm there on Instagram, and on Twitter, I'm at IB _and_ I fly.
She's good at this.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
She is so good at this. Thank you so much for being a part of the conversation. You have added the intellectual factor and dropped a little knowledge in this conversation. Because this one over here, Rashone was just going to do Bill Clinton impressions the whole day. He does this voice. I can't deal.
My inner Bill Clinton came out. You talk about sluts.
Girl, don't even. Thank you so much. We will keep in touch. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you for having me.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye. You too.
Who doesn't like sluts? Here's the thing. It's funny that she brought things full circle, pun intended, with the whole, you started off this conversation talking about women embracing their sexuality. And she made up a good point. Why is that the only thing women feel the need to focus on? there are other things to focus on. Your intelligence. Like, why is that the aspiration right now? Like,
Right.
you know, what happened to one to be? It seems like, you know, you sell yourself short, you know, by focusing on how big your ass is, and
Absolutely.
you know, what type of clothing, tight clothing you can wear. Like, if that's the way you go about getting attention, and I feel like you sell yourself short that way. And like my wife's a nurse, and she got a degree. That's sexy to me. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like you
Yeah.
know, she's a great mother and a great wife. Like, those are things that appeal to me. Like her ass, and you know what type of,
That helps, though. I mean,
trust me.
that definitely helps.
She's definitely blessed in the chest. But I will say this, you know, like, I mean, it helps, right? But my point is that wasn't her focus. Her focus wasn't, okay, how salacious or seductive, how attractive can I look? It was like, you know what? I got things I'm trying to achieve with my life. And the fact that you got so many girls who feel like they got to have a fat ass or all this other stuff, the superficial stuff, to be noticed or to get attention, you know, you're getting attention from the wrong people. Like,
Absolutely.
You know, like if you go to school to be a doctor or a lawyer, you'll fight that's funny to me because they want the attention from these bad guys and then get mad when that attention goes away when another girl with a fat, you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
see, that's always going to be the conundrum too, because you know there's always if that's
The
all you have
attention you
to
attract.
offer,
Yeah.
if your sexuality is all you have to offer, there's always going to be a younger, a more fit, a better, you know, next thing. So the other side of that is, you know, you look at, you know, women who do achieve in areas of business and things like that. You know, you still have a cadre of women, even in those realms, who think that, you know, sexuality is all they have in terms of climbing the corporate
Look at-
ladder and that kind of thing.
Look at the women, like look at Amber
You know.
Rose. Amber Rose got a child out of wedlock and she's single. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that something you aspire for? Like, okay, so she making bread. Okay.
And see, you know, that's where we are losing some of the youth in terms of that, because we see that people are being rewarded financially from these kind of behaviors.
Yeah.
We got another
and
caller.
like I said, yeah, we do. But
All
just
right.
like I went to go see my girl Erica Badu. I love her, but I just don't like her lifestyle. Three different daddies. She can do what
But
she
you know
want to
what,
do,
at the same
but it's not a
time-
good look.
Yeah,
It's not.
but you know what? At the same time, for her, in that, I don't think that that's something that she promotes. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I don't think that that's the she doesn't put her
She's
kids
not like
out
proud
there.
out there. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
like
I'm a
you know,
single mother with 3 kids. Holler at me.
right.
So,
Whereas, you know,
we got a caller on the line.
Hello,
Caller, you there?
this is yes.
Come on, Glasgow.
We lost it.
Okay.
So,
Well,
I mean,
what I was getting at too, speaking to before, was like you say, there's you have women who go into the workforce who, you know, work really hard, who, you know, you put their nose to the grindstone and do what they have to do, study, take care of business, this and the third. And then you have a certain amount of women out there who are wearing the short skirts and, you know, the open blouses. And then we as women together, we all have to compete for the same number of opportunities because there is a glass ceiling out there,
Right.
you know?
Oh, we got a caller there?
no, it's the previous.
Yeah, I'm here.
2 quick points real quick while we're waiting on the caller. One,
No, he said, wait, is the caller there?
I'm here.
There we go.
Oh, okay. Wow, okay.
Hello.
Caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, this is AJ Williams. I'm calling from Detroit, Michigan.
Hi,
Hey.
AJ.
Is that Detroit? The D, right?
Oh,
Yes,
God.
the D.
The D.
Like he didn't know.
Did he say that? Like
But
that?
it's not the D, it's the D.
Oh,
It's
Lord.
the D. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, don't do that.
No pun intended. Get your mind out the gutter. Ugh.
AJ.
I got to sit between these two.
You hear
Okay.
the D, your mind just goes there.
You know what? Hi, AJ. How are you?
I'm very well. How are
We're
you?
talking slut shaming.
Now, I'm going to give some background on AJ. She is the creator and blogger in chief at Single Black Chick. Tell us about yourself and what you're doing.
Well, I'm AJ Williams. I'm a blogger and editor. I'm an editor at one of the most local newspapers in Detroit, but I have my own blog, 2 blogs, Single Black Chick and Rebel Soul Chick. So Single Black Chick talks about really empowering women to have fulfilling relationships by starting with understanding, knowing, and owning ourselves. Rebel Soul Chick is really more of a spiritual base, spirituality with a twist. We talk a lot about metaphysics, meditation, and, you know, mind, body, wholeness. So, yeah,
That's awesome.
So.
I have to tell you, AJ, earlier, Darryl said he is not down with the hotep. So.
I heard.
What is that?
I heard somebody say that.
Darryl said that he is not.
What is a
I'm
hotel?
not down with the commercial hotep, so I'm with you.
What is that?
I don't know. I just thought it was cool.
What is it?
I think it's something you smoke.
Oh, is it
No. She is explaining her metaphysical and spiritual journny. A lot of the people that Darryl's talking about are the people who are the like Facebook. They're superficially into the spiritual and like what do you call it? The more
it's real convenient. They're seriously convenient.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, I'm just gonna pretend I understand.
Yeah. So no, I'm not down with that. I'm not down with that either.
So we're talking about slut shaming. What does this mean as a broader topic to you? What kind of what comes to mind when we're dealing with this subject?
Ironically enough, for me, I appreciate Amber Rose from a perspective. I do. And let me put it from this perspective. I feel that. So here's the thing about feminism.
Okay.
Feminism is a perspective of women and men being able to be viewed equally.
Okay.
When it comes to economics and also when it comes to social norms. And I'm not going to say the problem with us is we try to kind of pigeonhole women or men into specific boxes. I don't believe in absolutes. I feel there is always an exception to the rule, and unfortunately, with societal norms, the exception to the rule is the ones that always are the ones that count.
Okay.
So Amber Rose, slut shaming is the whole exception to the norm. Here's a woman that may embrace her sexuality and be open to the perspective of multiple men or multiple relationships, which is nothing new to men.
Okay.
And if she's a person that feels like, you know what, I'm comfortable in my skin, I'm comfortable in my sexuality, I'm practicing safe sex, then who are we to judge her from that perspective? We're putting our own societal norm on it, which leads to me, and I talk about it with single black chicks, women that are in relationships and are married and unhappy or having children and don't want them. Mm-hmm. And now we're creating this society of women that are coming from a perspective of robots. So I'm going to say this really, really quick, and I'm going to sum it up. In the 1950s, one of my favorite books is Revolutionary Road. They made a actual film about it, where women in the 50s, before Roe versus Wade happened, were actually going from a perspective of killing themselves to have abortion. Because women within themselves, because back then we weren't viewed to actually enjoy sex. We were viewed to just be able to have sex from a procreation perspective,
right,
and not actually be able to enjoy an orgasm or want our own sexuality. So now we're just baby making machines. And so I think society is trying to get a grip on women being able to say, yes, I am a woman, and just because I enjoy having a sexual life, or I don't want to fit in this whole just get married, have a baby situation, then I'm viewed as being a slut, and that's not the case. So I think taking the connotation of being a slut and putting it in society's face, I can't be mad about that.
Can I respond?
Sure.
Okay. All right.
He's moving papers around and shuffling, and I don't know what's about to happen.
What? Honestly, I am so sick and tired of Amber Rose and people that defend her. Here's the problem.
Great, girl.
Here's the problem I have with this whole situation. There are bigger things to aspire by, and like Amber Rose is a stripper who made herself famous by appropriating the body of a black woman, trying to present herself as a black woman, when she's really like.
Honey, Amber's black, isn't she?
No.
Isn't Amber mixed?
No.
Amber Rose.
She's slightly mixed, but you see earlier pictures of her.
Oh Lord!
You see earlier pictures of her. She's had a lot of surgery and she's done a lot of work to make herself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? On top of that, like I don't understand why this is an aspiration. This chick got, she basically became famous by dating a guy. He left her. She dated another guy. Got pregnant by another guy, and I guess somehow that's that's a symbol of freedom to me.
Here's my thing. Here's my question. My question is: are you going to talk about the people, as far as like white people or other races, Columbusing us in our culture, or do you want to talk about slut shaming?
I mean, it's kind of one and the same. I mean, as far
No,
as we talk about
actually,
Amber Rose,
Okay.
when we talk about Amber Rose, it's one and the same.
I want to go to I want to speak to the slut shaming issue in terms of the ownership of your sexuality as a woman. Let's say
There's better examples than Amber
in
Rose.
terms we're still here. When we're dealing with owning your sexuality as a woman, I think that one of the things that is that people think as far as societal norms becomes dangerous is the promiscuity aspect of it. I don't necessarily think that it's the act itself as far as like being, free with your sexuality. But I think that promoting the promiscuity aspect of it is where we're seeing the backlash in terms of what people think of about slut shaming. Can you speak to that?
No, I think you have a very good point with that. So here's the thing. First and foremost, male or female, everyone should be practicing safe sex.
Right.
Let's start there. So we're going to assume in this argument that people are promoting safe sex.
Okay.
So if we're not, then that's a separate situation.
Right.
But if you're a woman of a certain age, and we're talking about women that are, well into adulthood, that's able to determine emotional perspective, mature. Let's put all of that being apples to apples on the table. Then yes, I feel that if a woman wants to indulge in an act from a sexual primal perspective, if she wants to do that with one person, if she wants to do it with another person, if she's protecting herself, what's the difference? Men do it every day.
Let's take that down to where it's where we're influencing youth.
And what about my feelings? I don't want you going all around. What about me? I'm sitting there calling you.
I ain't thinking about you.
You out.
AJ, I want to.
Free.
I like the freedom aspect. I like where your head's at. But let's look at it from the pop culture standpoint, because who's being influenced is not women of a certain age right now. Who's being influenced by characters or celebrities such as an Amber Rose or such as a Kim Kardashian or that kind of lifestyle are, let's say, girls between 12 and 17.
Okay, so here's the thing, and people may not like me for this.
No, girl, talk about it. That's why we're here.
Very honest with it.
Okay.
I'm going to go back. I had an opportunity to interview in my, day job, Ice Cube, and when they did Straight Outta Compton.
Okay.
And we were talking about kind of their, the whole, F the police, that type thing.
Right.
How they were coming, and they got banned and got labeled with parental, discretion. You have to parental advisory labels.
Right.
It's the same thing. Unfortunately, I don't believe that you, as a parent, you need to monitor what your child pays attention to. I've been to events and I've been on panels and I've been at church panels.
Okay.
When I said, my blog may not be for everyone.
Okay.
That's the benefit of free speech. And so is Instagram, and so is Facebook. I have a 9-year-old niece who I love to death, and I got in her, we had to have a one-on-one with her mama. Like, why are you on Instagram?
Right.
And then I talked to my best friend and was like, we need to do a better job as a village monitoring our young women and what they're doing. Because Instagram, for grown people, is an open perspective. Amber Rose never has claimed to be some type of model example for young women. She speaks to women, grown women, and being able to embody yourself in your sexuality as a grown woman. Some things aren't for children, and that's a parental perspective. Okay. That's not my job to monitor your child. That's
okay.
Wow. Well, it's interesting how every caller has come at a different angle, a different perspective on this subject. Wow. I'll tell you what, AJ. How can people reach you?
I'll definitely reach me. On a lighter note, grown women only. Please follow me at.
What do you mean? What do you mean,
She
grown
said
women?
grown women only.
I want to follow
Grown women
you.
only.
And you in the D?
And I'm in the D. And I'm in the D. At Single Black Chick.
Oh my God.
I'm on Facebook at Single Black Chick, and then my website is singleblackchick.com. I do want to leave on this perspective because I'm very much talking to the specific of slut shaming, but I do believe in whole, complete, healthy relationships. I do believe as women we do have to monitor from a certain perspective based upon where you want your life to go.
Okay.
Based upon what you're looking for in your life. So I don't want to come off like I'm just like, look, just do it. But I am very big on women owning themselves.
Okay.
Understand who you are.
Yes.
Know what your blueprint is and what you're trying to look for in life. You know, me, I'm comfortable in my perspective as being single, so understand that my life mirrors that. But you have to mirror what you are, but be true to yourself.
Yes.
That's really my big thing. Be true to who you are and don't let societal norms dictate that.
AJ, I just want to thank you because Rashone is over here. He's been over here covering his face and grimacing and just.
Since you're in the D, we're gonna have to bring you to the show and y'all can just battle it out.
He is literally sulking.
I would love that.
Girl, he is sulking.
I'm not sulking.
But I tell you what. So we want to thank you so much for calling. Okay.
Thank you. You guys have a great show. Thank you.
And on
Used
that
to
note,
staying single. I'll tell you that right now.
face
Get used to
right
staying
there.
single.
That face right
wow.
there is
Get
priceless.
used to staying single.
That
don't bring single women down here.
Get used to being single.
Don't bring that. Don't bring
I'm
that
just saying,
that
you know what's
group
one of
down
those
here.
things?
That
It's one of those things. Good.
That face is priceless.
Look, that ain't phasing me. I'm telling you right now, get used to being single because ain't no man gonna tolerate that type of nonsense. You can't sit there and say that you look up and appreciate her as being this role model, but then again, she's not a role model. Like, dude, either she is or she isn't.
Hoo-wee.
You can't make her the spokesperson for feminism and then say, well, okay, well, not really, but for women. Like, no. Dog, like, what type of shit is that? Like, dog, like, I'm not even, the single black chick thing, I guarantee it's a case of I can't keep a man or I can't get a man, so you know what, I'm just going to get used to being single.
You better
Wow.
quit.
I'm just saying, like, what type of bullshit was that? Like, so there's no other women that can identify or that can represent feminism but Amber fucking Rose. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But it's just like,
we see we don't got up to 5 curse words.
I
I'm
think
just saying, like, what type of nonsense? Like, what,
Eric,
what
did we
world?
lose that call?
do we have a, is there a,
What world?
Okay, we got our caller on there. This is our featured guest.
oh yeah, awesome. Thank you so much.
Tim Black, is that you?
Yeah, I'm here. How you doing,
Hi
man?
Tim, how are you?
How are you? Excuse all the you know how it is.
It's getting hot in the house today. Okay.
So
I hear you.
I was having so much fun to that phone call.
we are pleased to have with us our featured guest, the host of the Tim Black Show, as well as the author of The Truth Hurts, But It Beats a Lie.
All
Our
right.
special guest, Mr. Tim Black.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, man. Hey, ladies, gentlemen, how you doing? So glad to be here. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank
What's up,
you
man?
for joining us. Today's topic is slut shaming. And to those who might not be familiar with you or your show, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing?
Well, my name is Tim Black. I cover a series of, I do commentary, political analysis, pop culture analysis. Like right now, we're covering what's going on in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
With the uprising, the unrest that's going on there. We're also looking at what's going on in Louisiana.
Right,
with
right.
the floods. So,
Yeah, definitely.
anything that's going on, we try to, offer some type of discussion and critical thinking, and people can call into the show as well as give their opinion, because we want a conversation, not just a one-way lecture. So
Can I
that's sort of like the
sidebar real
platform.
quick, because we didn't touch on that and just want to keep us relevant? Do you think
Sure.
that Louisiana right now is going to end up being Obama's Katrina?
It looks like it right now, and in fact, that's what people are. That's the way they want to characterize it. I need to get more information to see exactly what's going on the ground, but as of right now, we have almost 1 million people who are in this flood, right in the eye of the storm, and the footage I'm seeing is horrendous. So what happens between now and I say the next 48 hours to determine if that's the case.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, getting us back on topic, we're dealing with slut shaming, and we're glad to have you because we know your time is really important. And we want to talk to that. What exactly, what's your opinion on the subject? Any type of broad terms, anything that you've heard or dealt with going on as far as slut shaming? Talk about it.
You know, the way I see it, you know, slut shaming is a problem, right? Because when people are categorizing other people negatively and it impacts their lives, and you know it may alter the way they interact, what they can see see themselves accomplishing. Of course, that's negative, you know. But I put it in the context of all the name calling we came up with, you know, before the studies, like before people truly looked at the actual effects. I mean, I know me coming up, in the 80s, in the 90s. We didn't look at it that way, but it's true. The stigma that people carry.
Yes, y'all did. Y'all said
social media.
Y'all said never trust a big butt and a smile.
Yeah, like all of that
It's still
stuff
relevant.
is like negative, man. And we didn't look at it that way, really, how bad it was. Now, what if you didn't have no butt?
Oh, see, you can trust him.
You had nothing to worry about as a female. Nobody's gonna talk to
you can't win, because if you got a big butt, we can't trust. And if you got no butt, nobody wants to date you. So it was a bad time. You know what I'm saying? And,
Right.
But here goes something about slut shaming a lot of people don't know. There was a study, right, and I referenced this. It's back in 2014. It's by a UK think tank called the Demos. They analyzed Twitter. And what they found out was, ironically, is that women slut shame women at almost the same rate as men.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Hello?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
There you go.
You got everybody nodding.
In fact, I think that's even more damaging, because I think women, I think that the how they treat each other can actually have more far-reaching effect than how what men may say who they don't know. I think just the women police. The women police.
Oh, Lord. Don't you do it. Don't shoot it.
Y'all are catty. I'm sorry.
He's been doing a Bill Clinton impression, calling me the warden.
The warden.
I can't deal with him.
Gotta hear this.
I can't deal with him.
Now, Tim, you did a podcast on slut shaming. I believe it was like last year. And you had stated basically that there were some self-engineered women wanting to be celebrated for their bodies, whether this be negative or positive. This was in reference to what they were doing on social media and Instagram and things like that. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I think you're referring to the video where the lady walked around and she was wearing the yoga pants, and they were like filming people, the response of men trying to talk to her, and they used this as a catapult to say, look how women are treated, and how we get this undue attention. But don't get it twisted. I think that a lot of women want, I'm not saying all women want attention,
no, but
it all depends on who gives them the attention. I mean, if no one gives you attention, how do we progress as in meeting one another? How do we do it? I know there's a way to do it, I guess, but I don't think all attention is negative attention, and I think that to a certain extent, unless it becomes threatening, like harassment where you following or stalking, I mean, some of it you have to look at it in the context of what's going on.
If you look at
the intention of the person.
If you look at places like Instagram, some of these women consider themselves so-called celebrities just because of the likes they get based on their appearance. So,
and I think, and you're right, and that's part of it. You can't have it both ways, right? You can't have 20 booty shots on your Facebook or on your Instagram, right? Trying to catch the guy you're looking for, or to be a star or celebrity, if that's what you want to call it. And then when somebody makes a comment that you're not attracted to, now oh my God, here he comes. He all up in my mention.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's a problem, right? You know, we can't move forward in the dialogue of respecting each other and treating each other fairly when we have that type of environment where it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. And it's all subjective based on who's doing the talking, who's doing the hollering.
Right.
I don't know. Like I said earlier, I'm the type of person, I just don't like, I'm conservative to a certain degree. I just don't want it all out there like that, Right. I want to my wife walks out with, I said earlier, with the button down, I'm gonna button it up. You're showing a little too much.
He make his wife wear turtlenecks in August. That's not okay.
She dressed like an Amish midwife.
So all that.
Compliment, brother. That's a compliment, brother. Now, brothers disrespect, going over the line. That's a problem, right? You can check them, but man, who finds your woman attractive, man, that is a compliment. Be glad that she feels comfortable, and be glad that people have eyes. My mom used to say, Mom, I want to pet that dog. She said, don't pet that dog. That dog, I said, that dog don't bite. She said, that dog got teeth.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, see, when I was in Detroit, when I was going to go to Detroit to that concert, just briefly, this guy said to me, he said, so you going to Detroit? You going to Chene Park? He said, let me tell you something. Detroit is bad. He said, no, Detroit's not bad. Detroit is disrespectful. Okay, that's what he said.
What?
So he said, be careful driving down there and be careful with your lady. That's exactly what he said. He said, because when you go to the bathroom, somebody going to be at her. Now, if she got her button all the way up to the top,
oh my God.
I'm going to tell you this.
Ain't nobody going to talk to her.
If he's from Ohio, you know why you don't have to worry about that?
Why?
Because y'all women not attractive.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something.
Don't
you know
do
what?
that.
See, if we didn't have such an important guest on this show,
Do not do that.
I would have rabbit punched him right in his nose.
See, here we go. Here we go.
You can find some beautiful people and some people that not so beautiful everywhere you go, I think, man.
But if there's anybody beautiful in Ohio, it's because they moved from any other state surrounding
Carmen
Ohio.
is here. And
here.
She's from where?
I'm from Detroit.
Thank you.
Yeah, but she lives in Ohio.
But
now.
she's from
I do
where?
live in Ohio.
From where, though?
I do. My daughter's from Ohio.
They don't make beautiful people in Ohio.
So, Tim, tell us about where people can find
But she
you,
lives in Detroit
your
now.
book, and what you're doing.
Okay. Well, what I'm doing is I'm holding the show every night.
Awesome.
And we,
Right.
this week we're going to be talking to, right now we're focusing a lot on politics. We're starting to get away from it a little bit, obviously, because things are kind of simmering down. Though it's still crazy because every other day somebody's doing something.
Oh, my Lord.
I don't know what these people are going to do. But we do a show every day at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go to IamTimBlack.com. You can catch the show there. You can also get it on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Blog Talk Radio, YouTube, Facebook. We doing it all. Catch me at Tim Black. Tim the Bartender Show is my fan page.
Hey.
And we just, we just keep the conversation going. Whatever's relevant, if you follow me on Twitter at Tim Bartender, whatever's happening now, we're going to be talking about it. I'm going to be discussing it. And I have what's called the Wolf Pack, and that's a community. We have a community of people, and I welcome your community to join my community, and we join up with you.
All right.
We form Votron, and we tackle the issues that matter to us.
Awesome, man. That sounds good. You sound like a brother that is really doing it. So, what I'm trying to say is, I can count on your vote for Trump.
Stop it. No. I don't think anybody's going to vote for Twitter
Make
fingers.
America great again.
All this time,
Nobody
man,
votes for Cinnamon Hitler.
I'm going to have to
Cinnamon
check with
Hitler.
Hillary, brother, because I don't think I can go Trump.
Is that your Bill Clinton? Is that
My Bill Clinton.
Oh, that's my Bill Clinton. All right, how you doing, buddy? All right, I'm sitting next to the wall, and she won't find my towel for me.
I told you this brother was funny.
I can't
I
do
listen
it,
to his
y'all.
shows, and he has me cracking up. But he's very, he's serious as well.
Yes.
He hits on some heavy subjects.
Since you brought up Bill Clinton, I got a serious issue shall I thought for you. Hello?
No.
All right,
Yeah,
I asked the crew this earlier before. If Abraham Lincoln
No.
was
No,
Bill
don't.
Clinton,
No.
let him answer this.
God.
If Abraham Lincoln was Bill Clinton at Forest Theater and John Wilkes Booth walked in to assassinate him, and he walked in instead of Abraham Lincoln enjoying the play was getting hit from an intern.
No,
Do you
know
think
what?
he would have survived? Because John Wilkes Booth would have been so shocked by seeing that happen.
Don't.
Either way, I don't even know how to respond to that.
Okay.
I'm not
Think
gonna,
about it.
Don't entertain
I think Bill
this.
Clinton would have threw Monica in front of the bullet.
Please don't entertain
Good
this.
point.
Please don't
Good
entertain
point.
this.
The
Please
bullet might have bounced off. but
do
she
not
is huge.
entertain this, please. God.
Wow. Well,
She was kind of thick, so she might have been all right. So she may have survived.
Oh, flesh
Right.
wound. I'm good.
Wow.
Let's
Like Bill,
not do
Bill
this.
Clinton would have been like, "Hey,
Let's
you want some
not
of this,
do
John?
this.
John, you want some of this?
You know what, Tim? Thank you so much for joining us today.
Let's unify the country.
I can't do it.
Let's both get here.
Hey,
As
thank you for
northern
having
and
me,
southern.
guys. I appreciate it.
All right, I
Hey.
appreciate you so much.
thank you, man. You have a great night, okay?
You too, man.
All right.
Bye.
Like, think about how that would have unified the country.
I don't think it would
As
have.
northerners and southerners
No, I don't think.
alike would
No.
have both gotten here from the intern. No? John Wiz Booth, you on some of this?
Well, another show that my children can't watch.
John Wiz Booth. She's all warmed up and ready for
We
this.
have reached the part of the show. You know what? Before he does, I'm going to apologize to our listeners and watchers, okay?
Johnny,
That's it.
Johnny.
Sorry about this right
Johnny.
here. Okay, so we've reached the part of our show where the Sanepoet does his apology.
She's ready,
Well,
right?
you know what?
Oh
You know
my
what?
God.
Based
Johnny.
on this subject of slut shaming, I want to apologize to a very nice girl that I went to junior high with. I used to walk her
Was it
home.
Amber Rose?
Very attractive. I wish. I was walking her home and
I
everything.
just read this.
And somebody told me that she was. They used to say back in the day, burning guys.
Oh, that's why you went right to herpes at the beginning of the show.
I wouldn't know.
Did she burn you?
No, I didn't. I ran. I ran away. I stopped
I'll stay.
hanging out with her. And what happened was the
Okay.
slut shaming
Yes.
for her was so severe that she transferred
Oh my goodness.
schools.
That's terrible.
Now,
You can't be a whore and burning people, though.
well, you know, really.
Okay.
Now, however, I was shamed
Yeah.
because in another situation, I went over a girl's house. She wanted to have relations with me.
Nice.
And
Okay.
I wasn't aware of this. You know, I wasn't ready. I was a virgin.
Okay.
And I literally ran out of her house and ran home. The next day, she told the whole school that she was trying to give me some. And I
So that
I
was
ran away.
reverse slut shame. Okay. There you go.
I
You was virgin shame.
shamed.
Ha.
And this is the truth.
Ha.
This is the truth. A lot of people was saying I was gay. Could you imagine somebody saying I was
That's
gay?
kind of
I would have.
Could you imagine that?
I called you gay.
I ended up transferring schools. That's true.
that's
This is a
kind
true
of
story.
the reverse thing. See, now
Absolutely.
that's kind of
So now
yeah.
I know.
Okay.
So I want to apologize to the girl that was burning people.
She may not have even done
Well,
that.
and-
That
She
might
needs to
not have been.
apologize.
That
And,
might not have been
she
like
brought
I want
true.
to apologize
That
to
might not
anyone that
been
I may
true.
have shamed.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Got these smoked out penises that she just.
Yeah.
I'm
You
just
know
saying,
what?
like, she's
Sorry.
burning people. Why
I
are
don't
we
think-
apologizing to
What
her?
if she wasn't? No.
He
Okay.
just said she was.
It was a rumor.
It was a rumor.
Okay.
What?
It was a burning.
Okay, so
Yeah,
what if
Can I
everybody?
apologize to somebody?
Wait, go ahead.
I apologize to Oprah. Here you go, right? Trailblazing women, or trailblazing for women. Like, got your own network where you hire black actors, actresses,
Yes.
directors.
Yes.
I'm apologizing for you because for some reason you have been forgotten, and we're talking about Amber Rose, Kim Kardashian, all these other
Right,
people,
you
right?
are a role model, girl.
Oprah, I apologize. You are a true role model.
That's
you
right.
have blazed the path that nobody can replace. You have your own network, not our own show. Our own
Network.
Network.
That's right.
And we up here talking about girls with fat asses that like to have sex.
Lord,
I mean, so I apologize to you, Oprah.
our bad.
Well, that's a good. Yeah,
that's a good one.
Thank you.
That's a good one. I'll give you that.
Thank you. Also, too, I
No,
apologize
because
to my wife.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna let you have your wife.
We're gonna have a cuss word limit, and
I'm
we're
gonna
gonna have
apologize
a
to my
wife.
Hashtag
Name
swear
limit.
jar.
I want to apologize to my wife since we're on this subject. I want to apologize to my wife because I made fun of the way she says a certain word. And she has a tendency to over-pronunciate her P's. So instead of saying just like, pennies or pants, she'll say like pussy. Like
I knew he was
she'll
gonna
just
find a
blow
way.
it out there. And it's like, we're trying to be intimate. It's kind of hard to be serious. And he's like, pussy. Like,
I knew he was gonna find a way
like
to do it.
so aggressive. Like, I don't know. Like,
I knew he was gonna find a way
I'm
to.
intimidated when she says it.
I knew it. I knew
Sorry.
it.
I love you, Camille.
I knew he was gonna find a way to do that.
I love you,
I'm
Karen.
sorry.
I'm gonna start saying my wife's name
Our
too,
bad.
because my wife gonna be like, "Why are you always talking about his wife?"
Our
And
bad.
He don't.
Our
you
bad.
don't talk about
I
about me.
tried to get through a whole show without him doing that. I tried.
I was going to let it slide, but I'm like, here's my shot. I'm taking it.
Wow.
Okay. This weekend I've got the African American Heritage Festival coming up on Saturday.
Where's that?
It's going to be here in Toledo on the corner of Door and Collingwood outdoors with my band Overton Project, and we're going to be playing at 2 p.m.
Cool. Oh, and you got my girl shirt on. I see
I
that.
do. I
Thick.
have
The thick girls.
Fit Thick Girls.
Oh, fit thick girls. Okay.
Yes,
That's what's up.
one of our partners.
That's
Thank you
what's
so
up.
much.
Hotep.
And
One love.
if I wanted to go by and check them out, where would I go?
Fit Thick Girls. They are on Facebook, and she has a website too.
Yeah.
FitThickGirls.com. Gotcha.
I'm trying to get the warden in there. Monica Lewinsky.
And And we want to thank everybody for helping us almost reach 600, almost at 600.
Almost
so
600.
tell everybody about
Yeah.
us on Facebook. And we're over 100 subscribers to our YouTube channel. So we also want to thank everybody for sharing our post and with their family and friends. And thank you, Dino Red and Desiree Stinson. Desiree, you own it.
Oh, she be doing it all the time.
You can always visit us at www.fullcirclepodcastshow.com, and all our info is there, including ordering information on my CD, Darryl's latest book, and information on the Sneaker Box podcast. You can also email us at fullcirclepodcastshow@gmail.com for questions, comments, or if you want to be a guest or even a sponsor.
We're looking for sponsors.
Sponsors.
Give us money.
We're looking for sponsors.
Don't forget
us
to
money.
like us on Facebook and subscribe to us on YouTube. And you can always check us out on iTunes and Stitcher. And thank you. And remember, take a stand for something. You have an opinion, use it.
There you go.
Good night, everybody.
Crime.
Let's get it together.
Education.
Let's get it together.
Marriage.
Let's get it together.
Politics.
Let's get it together. Full circle.
Poverty.
Let's get it together.
Race.
Let's get it together. Full circle.